Hello, everybody. Welcome to Von Cupcake Yoga. I'm your host, Gretchen. And today in our stretch, we're going to use some blocks. They're pretty easy to find on big box stores, online. Just Google yoga blocks and pick one. They're really awesome. But if you don't want to use blocks, anything roughly the shape or size of this is going to do you good. So whatever works for you. And actually, we're going to come to sit on one of our blocks. So you can set your block down and sit right on it. You might feel that with having a bit of a belly or even thicker thighs, you might feel you can sit up a little straighter because it's going to give you a little more freedom in those hips. So maybe find a seat on your block. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe our ankles, our feet are crisscross applesauce. Or maybe if you like to do lotus or fire log with your legs, you absolutely can. But we're just going to keep it simple today. Sit up nice and tall. Shoulders are going to be back and down so that you feel like your heart is shining forward, extending all the way up through your neck and up through the crown of your head. Just make yourself feel tall, like you're trying to reach the top of your head to the ceiling. And maybe bring our hands to our knees. Just take a couple breaths here. Take in any noises that are around you. And notice that they're there and just kind of put them up on a cloud and let them float away. And any thoughts that might come into your mind, put those thoughts up on a little cloud, let them float away, and then bring your attention to your breath. Inhaling through your nose. Feel that air come in through your nose. Feel it going down your throat. Feel your rib cage expand. Feel your belly expand. And exhale completely. Inhale fully through your nose. Expanding that belly. Exhale completely. Continue breathing. Continue following your breath, watching it with your mind's eye. And start to scan your body, bringing your attention to the top of your head, letting that attention travel down to your neck, spreading that attention over your shoulders, down your back, surrounding your sternum and your heart. And look for any areas that might feel a little stressed, might feel a little tight. And just kind of make notice of them and breathe into those areas as you bring your attention down further around your waist, around your hips, swirling your attention down your legs, down your arms, all the way to your fingertips and your toes. Just observe your body. Just notice your body. Inhale fully and completely, filling your chest and belly full of air. And on your exhale, roll your chin to your chest. Exhale completely. Let that head feel heavy. On your next exhale, roll that right ear to that right shoulder. Exhale completely. Maybe we bring these left fingertips down to our mat and walk them out or even walk them back. You could also extend your arms straight out. That might also feel good. And start experimenting with pointing your chin in a few different directions, or maybe pointing the top of your head in a couple different directions, until you find that perfect custom neck stretch. And you'll know it because it'll feel amazing. And once you find it, take a big breath in. Exhale completely. Release. Let gravity do its thing. Take another full deep breath here. And on your exhale, gently release your hand and roll your chin to your chest. Complete your exhale. One full breath in, one full exhale. Sitting up nice and straight, shoulders back and down, chin to your chest. And on your next exhale, roll that left ear to that left shoulder. Breathe. Maybe we can walk those right hands out. Maybe we can point our chin in a couple different directions. Maybe point the top of your head in a couple different directions. Find that perfect neck stretch just for you. Inhale fully and completely. Release. Take one more full deep breath, inhaling love for yourself. And exhale all that old energy that's hanging out in your neck. Release. And on your next exhale, gently release your hand and roll your chin to your chest, bringing those shoulders back and down, continuing to stay nice and straight in that spine. Big breath in, slowly draw that chin back up, bringing your head back to center. Inhale, both those arms up nice and tall, spreading those fingers wide, maybe reaching up like you're gonna press your fingers into the ceiling. Inhale completely, exhale, turn those palms out, draw those arms down. All the way down to the floor, turn those palms up, inhale both those arms up. Exhale, turn those palms out, exhale those arms down. Maybe use your Ujjayi breath today, inhaling through your nose as we raise our arms up. Exhaling out your mouth, turning your palms out, bringing your arms down. Keep moving your arms here, inhaling as you raise your arms up. Exhaling out the mouth as you lower your arms down. The Ujjayi breath is meant to sound like the ocean, so maybe inhale and think the flow of the ocean. Here in Florida, we have our beautiful beaches. Think about your favorite beach. There's some gorgeous ones here in Florida, but there's also some beautiful ones in California and even in like North Carolina. Let's take a couple more breaths. Think about your favorite beach as you use your Ujjayi breath. Exhale, lower those arms down nice and slow. Sitting up nice and straight, and we're still hanging out on our block. Let's extend our arms out and maybe let our arms press gently back as our heart shines forward. Maybe even tilt our chin up just a little bit. And then on your exhale, roll your shoulders. Start to come into a bit of a hug for yourself, wrapping your arms around yourself. And then inching your fingers back just a little bit until you feel like you're giving yourself a nice hug. Sit up nice and straight and maybe raise those elbows up just a little bit. Take a breath here, opening up your shoulders. One more full breath in and release. Now, before we move from here, look down and see which arm is on top, because we're going to do this again and switch arms. So we're going to release here, just so just gently let it go. Let those elbows lower down. Nice and slow with control, releasing our arms. Beautiful. Maybe bring those hands to those knees and give your shoulders just a little bit of a roll here. All right, let's do that again. Let's extend our arms out, reaching and pressing our chest forward just slightly. Maybe dip our chin up just a little bit. And then exhale, give yourself a hug. Bring that other arm on top. Walk those fingers back around your shoulders. Embrace yourself, squeeze. You deserve the love. And maybe we can raise up on those elbows just a little bit. Breathe here, 2 full complete breaths. And gently release. Nice and slow, let it go. Returning to our seat, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe roll out those shoulders one more time. Loosen that back up again. Return to stillness. Big breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale, both those arms up nice and tall, reaching through the crown of your head, maybe even looking up. Bringing this right hand down to your mat. Extend that left hand up and over. Find a side body stretch here. Sink that left hip down as you reach that left arm forward, opening up those little muscles in between our ribs. Big breath in. Exhale completely. Gently press yourself back up to center. Inhale, both those arms up. We're just going to go to the other side here, bringing that left hand down, that right hand up and over, anchoring that right hip down, reaching and stretching in between those little muscles between our ribs. Exhale completely. Draw that body back up to center. And maybe we extend our legs out nice and wide as feels comfortable for you. Make some adjustments in your body, maybe pressing your belly forward to give your hips a little bit more movement here. It's totally okay. Just put one hand on each side of your belly, give a little press and wiggle, and bring it front and center for yourself. And that gives you a little bit of mobility in your hips here. Big breath in. And then on your exhale, make yourself feel nice and tall. Feel nice and centered in your seat. If you're still sitting on that block, maybe that feels really good to those hamstrings. We're going to invite a little bit of movement here. Inhale, both those arms up, nice and wide and tall. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Bring those hands down to the floor in front of you. Doesn't necessarily have to go far, and you don't have to sink deep. Just lean forward and maybe bring your chin to your chest and let your chest just feel heavy as it just kind of gravity is going to claim you and just slowly sink you down. But only as far as your body allows. Of course, make any adjustments for your own body. But breathe into those hamstrings, and maybe you're able to walk your fingers a little further out. Maybe you're not, and that's okay. But as you breathe here and you let your chest feel heavy, you might find your body has a little more movement available to you. So just test the waters, and then you can always come back in if it's not ready. Just allow your body to release. Inhale fully and exhale fully. Start to walk those hands back, starting to gently press ourselves up. Inhale, both those arms up. Pivot towards that left leg extended so that we are facing that left leg nice and tall here. Hinge forward at the hips, bringing those hands forward, down. They can wrap around your feet, your shins, your calves. And maybe we press gently that right shoulder into the left. Might help with our twist here. As we inhale, make our backs feel a little bit taller. And as we exhale, maybe we can deepen that fold and bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, I am worthy. I am loved. Exhale, all that came before that no longer serves you. Tell your body it's okay to let go. Start to gently walk those hands back, nice and slow, bringing your body back to center. Inhale, both those arms up. Stretching and reaching through those fingers. Pivot that body towards that right leg, hinging forward at the hips, reaching, bringing those hands wherever they may be, your shins, your ankles, your feet, your knees. And gently press that left shoulder towards the right, giving yourself a little more completed twist. As you inhale, make your back feel nice and tall. And as you exhale, maybe we can deepen that fold. Maybe we bring our chin to our chest. Take a couple breaths here. It's okay to let go of the things that no longer serve you. Not everything has to stick around forever. Make room for new. Big breath in, exhale completely. Start to walk those hands back nice and slow. And then we're going to draw our soles of our feet together to touch, bending our knees and letting our knees open to the side. Maybe we grab onto our ankles and draw them a little closer to our groin. If that doesn't serve your knees, then you don't have to do that. Take a big breath here. And on your exhale, gently fold forward. Maybe bring your hands around your feet. Inhale completely and exhale completely. Maybe let your chest feel heavy and bring your chin to your chest. Let those thighs feel heavy. Exhale, gently start to press your body up. And we're going to come off of this block and come into our tabletop position. So that's going to be hands and knees. And do yourself a little favor and grab your blocks and bring them closer to the top of your mat so that they are there for you. Always do future you a solid. And then find your tabletop, hands and knees. Maybe those wrists are right underneath your shoulders and those fingers are spread nice and wide, pressing those fingertips into the mat. Our thumbs are going to be kind of pointing towards each other, and our fingertips are going to be pointing towards that short edge of the mat. Big breath here. Exhale completely. Start to press into your hands and tuck your tailbone and bring your chin to your chest, rounding out your spine as if you're making a Halloween cat pose. And then maybe we feel like our spine is just arching up towards the ceiling, rounding out. Big breath in, and on your exhale, let that belly start to sink down, arching your back, bringing your shoulders back and down. And maybe we look forward to cow pose. Inhale completely, bring that chin to your chest, tuck that tailbone, round out your back, find another cat pose here. And do a few cat cows. So start in your cat pose and gently sink down into your cow pose to your breath. Inhaling into one posture and exhaling into the other, whichever one is a choice that you can make, and it's not a wrong choice, whatever one you choose. Just move and breathe, feeling that spine gently flex and bend. Return to your stillness. Bring your knees nice and wide, maybe as wide as the mat or wider. Bring your big toes together to touch. Sink those hips back and walk those hands forward, coming into a little child's pose here. Maybe bring your forehead down to the mat. Full breath in. Exhale completely. Gently press your body back up. Coming to our tabletop, and then we're going to draw our left foot forward, coming into a kneel here, sinking and scooping those hips down and forward. We have our blocks available to us. We want to try to make sure that we are aware of where our knee and ankle is. We don't want our knee to extend over our ankle just for our own safety. So if it's extended over the ankle, just scoot that front foot forward or that back foot back so that you can be either directly over that ankle or just behind it for your own safety. Scoop those hips down and forward, sinking low, bringing your hands to your blocks or the mat. Shoulders are back and down. Breathe into your hips. Big breath in, and maybe we can bring our hands to our knee. Big breath in, and maybe we can extend our arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe we can even look up in between our hands, reaching. Of course, if a little back bend is in your practice, you can totally do that here. Big breath in, and on your exhale, bring those hands back down to those blocks. Holding on to those blocks, press into that front foot, start to straighten that front leg, shifting those hips back and lift those toes up off the mat. Bringing our hands on the blocks a little closer to our hips, finding ourselves in a nice little reverse split here. Make your back feel nice and tall. And on your inhale, you can bring those shoulders away from your ears. And on your exhale, maybe you can fold just a little bit here. Bring that chin to your chest. Sink those hips low. One more full breath in. And exhale, start to bend that front knee. Start to bring those front toes down to the mat. Grab onto those blocks and draw them back up in between, framing your foot. Shift those hips down and forward. Exhale completely. Press into those blocks and draw that left knee back to meet the right, returning to our tabletop posture, and just sway your hips a little from side to side. And then we're just going to go to the other side. So bring that right foot forward, shifting those hips down and forward. We can bring our hands to blocks. Few breaths here. Find your base. Shoulders are back and down. Shine that heart forward. Maybe we can bring our hands up to our knee. Maybe we can extend our arms up towards the ceiling here. Maybe look up between your hands. Maybe a little back bends in your practice. Feel a nice stretch across that front of your thigh into those quads. Big breath in, and on your exhale, bring those hands down to your blocks. Press into that front foot, start to straighten that front leg, lifting up on those toes, sinking those hips back, drawing those hands a little closer to your hips. And look at that, we just found ourselves in reverse split over here. Make your back feel nice and tall and flat. And on your exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Maybe sink those hips back a little bit. Maybe bring your chin to your chest. Inhale to renew, refresh. Exhale to release. Stay with your body. Start to bend into that front knee. Start to draw your hips forward. Grabbing onto those blocks, bringing them back up to frame that front foot. Sinking those hips down. Full breath in. Exhale, completely press into those blocks. Draw that right foot back to meet the left. Come back to that tabletop posture. Spread those fingertips nice and wide and press those fingertips into the mat. Your thumbs, your pointers, your ring fingers, your middle fingers, and your pinkies. Grip that mat. Tuck those toes. Big breath in, and on your exhale, press in your hands, press into your feet. Lift your hips. Find a down dog here. Sinking those hips up and back. Maybe we bend one knee and straighten one knee. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Walk those hands back towards the back of your mat, coming into a forward fold at the back of your mat. Maybe spread your feet a little further apart, maybe as wide as the mat. Big breath here, hinge forward at the hips. Maybe we let those hands dangle. Maybe some slight swaying from side to side serves you today. Take a few breaths here. Hands on your shins or your knees. Shoulders back and down. Make a nice flat back here. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Bend deep into those knees. Press into those feet. Start to roll that spine up one vertebrae at a time, stacking them up until we bring ourselves to our mountain pose. Shoulders back and down. Palms facing forward. Inhale both those arms up. Bring those palms together to touch and draw them down to your heart center. Close your eyes here. A little bit of mindfulness in our mountain pose. Press your toes down into your mat. Press your pinkies. Press your big toes. Shift your weight forward just enough. You feel your toes press into the mat, but your heels are still on the ground. Shift your weight back just enough that your heels are bearing the weight, but your toes are still on the ground. Inhale fully and exhale fully. Gently release. And here we find ourselves at the back of our mat, just kind of hanging out. Do a little movement here. Just wiggle your body a little bit. Get some energy flowing. We're going to do a little bit of movement today, so we just want to get this energy going. Return to that mountain pose. Spread those feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, both those arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Find your forward fold. Hands on your shins, flat back, shoulders back and down. Exhale, forward fold. Extend those arms straight out, spreading those fingers nice and wide, bending into those knees. Start to hinge forward at the hips, coming up into chair, bringing those biceps by your ears. Sink down nice and low. Look down, make sure you can see those toes. Sinking in our chair, press into those feet. Come on up, root to rise. Big breath here. Maybe press your pelvis gently forward. Inhale completely, exhale completely, hinge forward at the hips, coming into your forward fold. Big breath in, exhale completely, bend into those knees, bring those hands down to the mat, walk those hands forward, finding your downward dog. Shift that hips up and back, find your down dog here, pedal out your feet. Bringing those knees down to the mat. Walking your hands one handprint ahead of you. Shift your body forward. Finding a kneeling plank. You can take a standing plank here if you prefer. Pointing those elbows back. Lower that body down nice and slow with as much control as you can muster up here. Sinking that chest down. Adjusting those legs just a little bit here. Big breath in. Press into those hands. Just lift that chest. Shine your heart forward. Point those elbows back. Exhale, lower down. Tuck those toes, press into your hands, lift your body, come up to tabletop, and then sink back to child's pose. Big breath in. Exhale completely. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Tuck those toes. Press on your hands, press on your feet. Come up to your down dog, and then walk your hands back until you find yourself in your forward fold once again. Full breath in, let it go. Extend those arms out. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Start to bend into those knees, hinging forward at the waist. Draw that chest up. Bring those biceps by the ears. Sink into your chair. One full breath. Exhale completely. Draw those palms together, bring them down to your heart center. We're going to twist to the left first, so bring that right elbow towards that left knee, finding a twist here, keeping those knees bent. You can extend those arms if you like. Finding a twist, big breath in. Exhale, completely draw those hands back together. Come back to center. Inhale fully, exhale fully. Twist to the other side. Bring that left elbow towards that left knee. Maybe we can extend our arms here. Inhale completely, exhale completely. Draw those hands back together. Return, press into those feet. Draw that body back up, root to rise, reaching high. Maybe our pelvis gently presses forward here. Exhale, fold forward, bend those knees. Bring those hands down to the mat. Walk those hands forward. Return to that down dog. Take a breath. You can bring those knees down if you like. Walk those hands one full handprint forward. Shift that body forward, finding that tabletop here. Lower down, bending those elbows, pointing back by your feet. Nice and slow with as much control. Readjust your legs, press in your hands, lift your chest, maybe a little bit more. Find an up dog here. Big breath in, hinge that hips back, find a child's pose. Full breath in, full breath out. Come back up to your tabletop. Now we're going to crawl forward and we're going to come to a seat. Sit up nice and tall, extend those legs, maybe bring your feet as wide as the mat or even just a little bit wider. Make allowance for our body. Maybe we press our bellies inwards, releasing our hips. Big breath in, draw both those arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, find a forward fold here. Bringing those hands to the floor, those legs, wherever. I like to hold on to like my shins. Sit up nice and tall, shoulders back and down. Exhale, maybe we deepen that fold, bring that chin to your chest. Start to release, drawing that body up. Bending into our knees, bringing our feet to the mat. Start to lean back a little bit and experiment with your feet and your heels. So you're going to lean back. I've got my hands just kind of hanging out behind my knees. Lean back and gently lift up your toes. So we're looking to find some balance on our tailbones. Lean back and gently lift up on our toes. Start to tighten those tummy muscles, bringing all that core energy in. Leaning back just a little further. Maybe we can lift up on one leg. Maybe we can lift up on the other leg. Maybe we can extend our arms forward, finding a boat pose here. Big breath in, exhale completely, those wiggles and shakes, that is strength you are building. Start to lower down, nice and slow, with as much control as you can muster up. And if it's a dead ass flop, my friend, then it's okay. Come down to your back. You deserve 3 full, complete breaths here. Bend into those knees. Sort of line your heels up with your hips. The yoga police will not get you, so it's okay if it's not perfect. But we're looking for kind of sorta today. And start to shift those knees from side to side. And it's totally okay if you get real dramatic with it and your hip lifts up off the floor. In fact, for some, that might actually feel really good. So just sway your knees in the fashion that feels right for you. And maybe we let those knees just gently get a little closer to the floor each time we sway from one side to the other. Until maybe our knees find our way to the right side of our mat. Press your pelvis towards that right side of your mat. Bring your arms out to a T. And turn your gaze over to the left, finding a reclined twist here. Maybe we point that left knee towards that right corner of the mat. You might feel a nice opening of your quad muscle. Take a few complete full breaths here. Tell your body it can let go. Tightening on those tummy muscles, draw your knees and your head back to center. And continue on your way with your swaying from side to side, slowly letting those knees get a little closer to the floor until eventually our knees find their way over to the left-handed side of our mat. And take as many rocks back and forth of your pendulum knees as it requires until your knees find their way to the left side of your mat. Press your pelvis towards that left side of your mat. Point that right knee towards that lower left corner of the mat. Bringing your arms out to a T, maybe turning your head over to the right, finding your twist here. Inhale fully and exhale fully. Tighten up on those tummy muscles. Draw those knees and that head back to center. Big breath in, and on your exhale, maybe we bring our knees towards our chest, rocking gently from side to side, taking your time to notice your body. And maybe if you're hanging out on one side, that might feel really good. So just take any natural movements here that you might like. And then bring those feet back down to the mat. And then extend those feet out, coming to our Shavasana. Let those shoulders feel heavy. Unfurrow your brow. Unclench your jaw. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Start to return to your body. Bring awareness to your fingertips and your toes. Inhale fully and completely. Allow your chest to rise towards the ceiling. Exhale fully. Gently bend into your knees. sway those knees just ever so gently from side to side. And then gently come into a fetal posture on your favorite side, whatever side that is. This is the posture of renewal, the posture of rebirth. Inhale completely. Let that air come in and swirl around and grab up any old energy that might still be lingering around. And exhale completely. Let it go. Gently press into your hands. Gently, slowly press yourself up. We're going to come to a seat on our mat, finding our most comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe close down your eyes. Let the world come back around to you. And tonight, as we seal our practice, we'll extend our arms one more time up towards the ceiling. Bring your palms together to touch and down to your heart center. We bring honor to the beautiful culture that gave us yoga. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the stretch tonight. And if there's anything you'd like to see worked on, maybe you've got hip issues or lower back issues, let me know in the comments below and I will create a class for you and I will make it happen. So any concerns you need, let me know. If you'd like to follow me, that would be lovely. I'm available on all social media under Gvon Cupcake. And then, of course, I would love it if you subscribed to my channel or even shared it with a friend who might like it. And of course, hit that notification bell just so we don't miss each other. I do post as often as I can, so keep a lookout for that. So until then, take care of each other. Have a great one. Bye-bye.